Hi. Hey, I'm here with Pastor Kent and Sherry Grimes from Church of the Living Water in Indianapolis, but we're in Alabama at the NRP Youth Conference, and I want to put you guys on the spot and ask you a couple of questions if I can. Why are you here? This is a youth conference.
I got 3 phone calls in a matter of about 45 minutes from 3 different parents crying out to me because of youth situations that they were going through. One father called me, his daughter just tried to commit suicide. And this was in the span, like I said, of 45 minutes.
Wow.
Another father had his stepson had called him bound with pornography, 14 years old, crying out to his stepfather for help. And then another grandmother called me and said that her grandson had just been kicked out of school, who lived with him. So after I hung up the phone, that was all the boom, boom, boom. It was like the Lord said, you've got to do something, with the youth. And at that point, we hadn't done anything with our youth. We had sporadic meetings, but not anything regular or consistent, just because we mainly didn't have the horses to help us, work the laborers. So
you didn't have a viable youth group.
No.
You certainly didn't have a youth pastor.
No.
But you had youth challenges.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so we just decided we're going to move out. I called my horses together, my young men and women together, couples, and told them what the Lord shared with me, and they all got behind it. And we just said, we got to do this. The natural place for us to start was NRP with the youth intensive. Yeah, and so we were very excited. We just said, we're going to learn how to do this. We're going to go to the proper, people to learn how to do it, and then we followed up with youth camp.
So you sent some people to the youth intensive.
Yeah.
They did not necessarily feel like they were called to be youth pastors or anything.
No.
You just said, I'm the pastor. We have a need.
Yeah.
We're going to do this.
Right. We sent ourselves and 4 others.
You sent yourselves and 4 others. And that was in Orlando this year, right?
Yes.
So from Indianapolis, you guys went to Orlando and made that investment.
Yes.
Now, you still don't have a viable youth group or anything, really.
No.
Right.
So you're being very prophetic.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, all right. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And now how many people?
We have
21.
21.
The interesting thing is that 11 are youth. Not all of our youth could come. So 11 are youth. 10 are youth leaders. Because from that youth intensive, we came back with so much training and practical, we're going to do this. We were so inspired. And that fire just spread. And we had 10 we developed then a youth leadership team out of that, rather than we still don't know just quite yet who the youth pastor is going to emerge to be, but we have an on fire youth leadership team, and we get together and we're praying and we're putting together, and they all wanted to come to camp as well.
Yeah,
So,
I was talking to some of your people, and I could see this vision pouring out of them. And I'm like, wait a minute, these people are creating the wineskin to put the wine in.
right.
Man,
I think a lot of times with youth, we're waiting for a bunch of kids to show up, and then we'll do something. And you guys said, well, let's do something and see if the kids show up. And that looks like that's what's happening, huh?
Right.
11 youth that are here.
Right.
Yeah.
What's happening with them at this conference?
This has been a transformational week for our kids. And, we've had 2 salvations that I know of. We've had a rededication. A young man came back repentant, had been in great rebellion. He was one of the kids that got kicked out of school. And he's here. And he just said, the first thing I do when I get back home is tell my grandma how much I love her.
What would you say to churches that may feel a little stuck, like they don't have anything going right now? They have limited resources. Maybe they got a couple kids coming to church, but, they really don't have a youth group or any viable thing going on.
Yeah. My thought is just, go for it. Just step out, make something happen. But here's the great thing. NRP provides us with so many resources and take advantage of those. We love the national conference and all the things that we plug into there, Band of Brothers, the women's conference, Sherry's really tied into that, and all of our churches as well. So our church, we're very grateful for NRP in providing, these opportunities for us. And I was sitting there yesterday in the youth conference here, and I was listening to worship, and I said, I want to come to this every year, because there's some things really happening here. kids are getting saved, kids are getting help, they're getting healed, they're getting delivered. You know, and families are being restored, kids are being restored to their families, and you know, why wouldn't we want to be a part of that? You know, we're going to go back to our church and we're going to testify Sunday morning.
If there was a pastor that was just kind of work through this, would you be willing to talk with them and just share with them and
Oh,
encourage them maybe
absolutely.
some of the steps you've taken?
Yeah, I would definitely do that.
Well, I just want to tell you, I'm very proud of you guys. I feel like you have really like leadership. Like you're not waiting for something to happen. You know that's God's heart. You know you got broken families and kids, and you threw yourself out there. And I'm looking at your people here, and some of your leaders I purposely kind of snuck up on. So, and you can just tell they're full of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amen. Great job. Thank you so much. Amen.
Thank you.